Hello everybody. Hey, Barb here and I'm by myself. So this is Barb's Sclero-What adventures. So you all might be wondering what is happening with Transplant. I had told everybody that I would be officially listed on the Transplant list as of September 1st because the last time I saw my transplant team, which was July 31st, they were going to present my case sometime in August. And so what happens is the transplant team presents your case to the entire transplant team, and the transplant team then makes the decision whether to accept you as a transplant candidate or not. And so I was under the understanding that that would happen in August, and it did not happen in August. In fact, my case has still not been presented. It was supposed to be presented the last week in August, and one of the surgeons got called out for an emergency, and so my case did not get presented. And so then I was sitting idly by last week, waiting to hear via email from the transplant team if they were going to present my case this week, and never got an email back from the transplant team. So, because of course this week on Monday was Labor Day, which was a holiday. And again, the transplant team presents cases on Mondays at their Monday meeting. So I had a feeling last week that my case was probably not going to be presented this week. And today I got confirmation that yes, that is true. My case is not being presented until next week, until next Monday. So I will not officially be listed for transplant until my case is presented. Now that's slated for next Monday. So I was anxiously awaiting to hear from the transplant team and never heard. And so that's where we're at with the transplant team. Well, as all of you saw, I was with my nieces and nephew last week, and they pretty much all of them had sniffles and sneezes and coughs and runny noses. Not much of anything other than that. And so of course I was with them, and you can hear I have a sniffle. And so I ended up getting sick last Wednesday, Thursday for sure. Thursday I woke up with a sore throat, and I was sneezing, my eyes were itchy. And so I didn't know if it was allergies or what it was, but I definitely did not feel good last Thursday. I definitely did not feel good on Friday. I started a nasal decongestant, and that made me feel a ton better, 100% better. But I was still sneezing, coughing, blowing my nose, all of that. So I called last week to make an appointment with my primary care physician for today after we got home back to Iowa. And so I went in today. We got home on Sunday. I did take an at-home COVID test on Sunday, which came back as negative. So I thought, okay, well, good. Whatever I have going on, it's not COVID. And so I thought maybe I have a sinus infection because my eardrums are full also. I can barely hear. But I went to my primary care physician today, and lo and behold, I am positive for COVID and influenza B. So this is what it looks like when Barb has COVID and influenza B. And I don't really feel bad, other than I feel like I have a cold. But that is going to impact whether I can be listed next week or not after my case is presented. And so honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what will happen next week. I don't know if I have to go back and have a COVID and flu test to make sure that I'm negative for them before they will list me for transplant or not. My transplant team is aware that I did test positive today for these 2 viruses. And so I will start Paxlovid and Tamiflu, even though last week was my first symptoms. Honestly, we're just hoping that this will keep me out of the hospital. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is the journey that we're on, and I'm taking you guys on the journey with me. So that's where we're at. You know, that's also, I was crying on Saturday because I didn't know when I would get to see my nieces and nephew again. And this is why my exposure to them will be very limited after transplant for quite a while, because those little kids, as much as I love them, they are little petri dishes, and so you just never know what they pick up at school and all of those things. And so yeah, I'm doing fine, but I am positive for COVID and influenza B. So we need to get that cleared up before I can be listed. So that's where we're at, you guys. And this is the transplant journey. Thanks for being on it with me. I appreciate all the prayers and love and support. Keep them coming, because I'm going to need them this week to get better. Thanks, everybody. Aloha.